hate to break the fishing news up your Chuck, but I'd like to speak about the ice hockey.
Congratulations, you're one of the 13 listeners of the Real Life Podcast.
We just traded a migraine in for like an orgasm.
Might want to mark that down, your Chuck.
Yep. All of my projects are on schedule until they're not.
A member of the Nation Network of Podcasts.
About as funny as we're going to get today.
I'm so tired.
The energy in this room. So I was like, tomorrow's pod's going to be kind of like low key. You're like, yeah, fucking no way it will be one of our best pods, guaranteed. I'm like, and maybe it will be.
I believe your voices. You sound like a guy who drank.
I've been yelling
15 Crown Royals and yelled at an outdoor hockey game.
I was I was at that NHL event on Saturday with the Arkells.
Holy
and
smokes.
I was sipping Crown Royal on the rocks.
You were. You said it helps you with your hangovers.
It's very delicious.
You've seen Tool, the Arkells, and Nickelback in 5 days.
And an outdoor hockey game.
It was
been a big week.
It's been a big week. It's been a big week. My cousin came up from Moose Jaw. Shout out Mayor Moose Jaw. If you saw a Matty Berlin jersey at any hockey game or outdoor hockey game, that was him. And he said to me yesterday, we're in the Uber to Greta for the pre-party. He's like, man, it feels like I'm in Vegas.
Yeah, he's on your day.
5 day bender.
Well, and it's like, it's not like we went crazy. It's just like you're up early every day too. So it's just really compounding.
There was a lot going on.
But you know what? That was a fun 5 days. Like you got to like enjoy Edmonton as like a tourist, right? Like, like normally just Edmonton's work, right? Oh, I go to work and then I, work and then I think about work and everything is work. This time you just kind of like let it happen and got to experience the city.
I don't know that I've ever done a 4-day, 5-day bender in Edmonton like this last week.
No.
There was just something every single night.
Every night.
And like Frank was in town. So like, whenever you have people in town, you always
gotta host.
You got to host, go out a little more. So Heritage Classic Weekend was legit. We're going to recap it all. And it's all brought to you by our friends at Alberta Blue Cross. There's only one thing better than sharing memories, and that is making new ones. Alberta Blue Cross Travel Insurance protects your memories and more wherever your travel takes you. Visit ab.bluecross.ca/travel.
Our next Blue Cross Nation Vacation is launching next week.
McMullet is chomping at the bit. He brings it up to me. Yeah, he's a great guy. But he brings it up to me every time I see him.
He brought hand warmers for everyone in the bar.
That was awesome.
Such a nice touch.
Yeah.
I thought that was Banjo.
Banjo guy also brought hand warmers for everyone in the bar.
Banjo man brought them.
Were they in a meeting together?
It was kind of like a meeting of the personalities. And then Captain Felton came at the host party.
I love these people.
He's got a new jacket too, eh?
Oh, that jacket's sick.
Captain's new jacket is something nice.
People up in their game, and like Banjo guy having all those pins on, the cool hat. It's awesome seeing all these people make themselves into superheroes.
I talked to Banjo guy about, because he did that Apple ad that was at the airport. And so he kind of walked me through that experience. He said it was unreal. Like 5-star treatment too that he got. Flew him out to Vancouver.
Oh, really?
Private driver picks him up, like put him up in the Shangri-La.
Come on. Where was the photo shoot?
In Vancouver.
Just like out in the streets?
No.
Like in a studio?
Yeah. Yeah, it had to be, because it's just as like, if you see the photo, it couldn't have been on the streets, clearly, because
they did a little behind the scenes video he released, I think, last year too. Yeah, I don't think I'm imagining that.
It never ceases to amaze me, like that the nation citizens, just how like loyal they are, and the fact that they travel
well.
Like McMullet was driving back to Wainwright last night after the
Strathmore. Come on, dude.
Yeah, Strathmore.
You even meet McMullet?
Yeah.
Hey,
and our boy Colin and his brother Chris, who was hanging out with us.
They're from Michigan.
Yeah, and they came in like, his brother drove. I think his brother was living in Calgary or something. Gosh, I forget. They all kind of. Anyways, but these guys all travel in and just like hang out and have a good time with us. And
I met Cody from Chicago.
Shroom Sauce from Philly.
Yeah. Allentown, PA.
Allentown, PA.
Yeah. Just, he said about like an hour north of Philly or something like that. He's a great dude. Awesome. I love that he rocked his nation hat. Didn't go with the toque or anything. He's like, I have to wear the nation hat.
Respect. And then one of the Germans was here.
Yeah.
I forget his name. I feel so bad. But great guy.
Yeah.
He came solo, stayed with Dan. It was good.
It's crazy, man. The amount of people you're running into who, like, again, we met a guy who drove in from Kelowna for this one. So like a lot of people put in a lot of travel hours to get in for this hockey game. And it was so good to see the Oilers not go out and shit their pants. They went out,
stranglehold on the game.
Yeah. Like you did not feel stressed for one second.
Even when it was 3-2, it was like, How is this game 3-2? Like,
It's because we gave him 9,000 power
Yeah,
plays.
2 5-on-3s in the first period.
yeah, that was ugly.
No, it was very reassuring to see that because like if they didn't win, Edmonton might be on fire still.
Yeah, it would have been really, really bad.
3 goals from the D too.
It just would have put a real damper on the game. Kulak with the first goal. Would have
Hometown
paid out
boy,
big
come on.
money. Yeah.
I love
But like, yeah, I'm so glad they won because it was like the perfect event with the perfect weather. The
Weather's
atmosphere
great.
around there was electric. The after party at Greta was electric. Like it was hard not to be like fully just in the moment having a great time, right? Because, but if we lose that game, it would have just been like the bus ride wouldn't have been as much fun to Greta.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the bus ride later.
The pee factory on the bus. I had to go to the bathroom so
just
bad.
about okay. I'm like, what?
It was, and we're just sitting there and we're just like, God, we got to get there. It was only 10 minutes away and it felt like an hour. I was dying.
I was sitting up at the front, and as soon as those doors opened, I was right over to the bathrooms.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
No.
So like Edmonton put on for like 4 or 5 days. I guess the first kickoff event was on Wednesday because I went to it before Tool. So they're like 5 days Edmonton put on and did a great job hosting and activating the city and just doing what we do best. But we do have to talk about the warts of this. And fuck me, can Commonwealth not handle 55,000 people?
Nope.
There's 55,000 seats.
Yes, you would think they would judge like, okay, beer for 55,000 people, bathrooms for 55,000. Like you would come down to the concourse and you couldn't move. Everyone just went down and got stuck.
What was your beer approach? Because I had
We found a hack.
all I could do was look for the cold beer guys. Otherwise, forget about it.
But anytime you saw one, their tray was empty. So then we found where they go to fill up. And so they come out of this random door and then they're full and then it gets swarmed. So you just sat there and waited. And then, yeah, like that saved us like probably literally hours.
That's a veteran move.
So if you can
because I was watching.
Supply chain management.
I saw one with an empty tray and she was
Where's the
walking.
port?
Like she's got to be going to get loaded back up. And then boom, saw her walk in. And then right as she walked in, someone walked out. I'm like, okay, this is the spot.
There's going to be a lot of people today that when they're asked by their friends, how was the game last night? That will be something that is on top of their mind.
Yeah.
Was just how the concourse shapes up. So
It's so
if you like, if
those
you know
East and West
Commonwealth,
concessions, like
the long parts of Commonwealth on each side, because there's concession stands all the way down it, when people line up, they basically cause like a huge roadblock for everybody.
They're perpendicular.
Right.
Yes.
And then you're trying to, when you would get to the edge where now you would turn the corner and you would be going kind of around the corner, they put like a merch tent there.
Dumbest thing they could have done.
It cut the space of the concourse down to about half. And everybody would just bottleneck there. And people going one way, people going the other way.
And then people going across too,
you
right? Like it
couldn't
was
move. You like just couldn't move. It was faster to walk up the stairs, go like 4 sections over and back down to get through that place.
Yeah, Chalmers found a hack. There was the porta potties, or like a crazy like cache of porta potties. I don't know what to call it, group porta potties, just outside the building that you can come in and out of.
Yeah,
he would pee. He'd be back within 3 minutes.
It was so fast. It was so fast.
Were you trying to kill that narrative?
No. It's just that there's
because he's going like this.
Yeah, no. It's because I'm just
you're teetering near a better story.
I'm only disclosing one reason why he's just going to porta potties.
There was porta potties. That was the hack of the day because the bathrooms were completely packed and everywhere around them was bottlenecked.
I see.
To the nines.
I was with my old man and I was sitting there and there's about 5 minutes left in the first period. I go, I'm going to go grab something to eat. You want something? He goes, yeah, grab me a hot dog or something. So I'm like, all right, 5 minutes left. I'm going to do the Rogers Place move where you're like, I'm going to go out. I'm going to pee. I'm going to grab something to eat. Come back. Forget it.
No, there's people lining up from like this puck drop still trying to get their shit.
There was 3 dudes sitting in front of me that missed the bulk of the second period. So I leaned it forward. I'm like, were you guys just waiting for food? Because they just came back with popcorn and hot dogs and stuff. They're like, we missed that whole period waiting for food.
Yeah. Oh, it was awful, man.
It's like, man, and like that's a Commonwealth issue.
Well, so like
that's not a Heritage Classic issue, but like
if they would have done what they do at like Rogers, where they rope and zigzag you in those concessions, so the lines, because the problem was the lines went straight back.
Yeah,
and that jammed everything up. If they would have done the little zigzaggy thing, instantly better right there. if they would have maybe just planned and had a few more vendors, like I think you needed to have like booths that were just selling like hot dogs.
Like in Winnipeg, they had that.
Like
They
you
were
should
just
have
kind of
people walking up and down the aisles selling hot dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was none of that either.
The next outdoor game is scheduled for 2063.
Yeah.
We will write down some notes.
Yeah.
We will be sure to bring it up in season 19 of Real Life.
But it was wild.
By that point, Amazon will just have drones that drop stuff right at your
And
seat.
you just send the drone version of yourself to the game. So you're at home with a blanket, but robot use their networking. Beep.
So like, but that was also kind of just part of the experience. And then once we found our hack, like we missed no hockey, and you're like, I figured it out.
When you figured it out by the end of the second, like middle to end of second, the third period, we were dialed in. Like
Dialed in.
I had to go take a piss around the 15-minute mark. Was back by 13:42.
How? What was the hack?
The porta potties.
The porta potties. No one's
You didn't go to the people were lining up at the bathrooms. The porta potties were right there, right before us.
You know what else was wild? Is like we piled out of a bus from Greta and we walked into the building and everyone's like, did you have to show your ticket? Did you have to scan your ticket?
To get into the game?
Yeah.
Into the Heritage Classic?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, like 10 of us did not. Like you came in the same entrance as us. Like we're all like on the other side. Like, hey, I didn't have to scan my ticket. I said, I'm like, no refunds.
And I did hear the lady scanning tickets say to someone at one point, she was like, I think people just walked in.
Yeah.
He's just cruised right in.
Just walked right in.
Yeah, I scanned my tickets.
Well, that may have been
I had a
oversight.
ticket though, but
yeah, so did I. And I scanned it. That's wow.
In front of me in line, 1 out of every 5 people was being turned away for the size of their bag.
Oh no.
After spending all that time in the line, and then they'd have to go to the bag check, and they would be able to get like these clear plastic things that they could just put essentials in.
Oh my God.
And then people were getting so mad. And like, I felt like we were at...
They shared the rules though. They emailed everyone.
I know,
like, the
And
rules.
the loudspeaker, like that loudspeaker out front was just blaring with the same thing.
And if you've been to any event in any city over the last
Can't take a
24
big bag.
months, you know you can't bring bags in anymore.
No.
But we know in Seattle we can bring a pizza.
You can book a full pizza, bag of spaghetti.
This is for the football game.
Mm-hmm.
We're bringing a pizza to the football game.
Absolutely. All
Just
of us.
because you can.
You want a Lady in the Tramp, just a bag of spaghetti bolognese?
Just take everything you were going to put in your bag and sprinkle it on the pizza.
Yeah, it's
you
the
got
toppings.
your car keys, you got your cell phone. And, oh, I'm just carrying all the pizza. It's fine. I don't
Yeah,
need a
you're allowed to
handbag.
have one pizza to yourself at the Seattle game.
I think that's very nice.
I think we
That's great.
buried the lead 2 on this game. 97 suiting up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the hype for it kind of went away because we heard like last night or night before in
Very
the morning.
relieved.
Yeah,
Well, and
that
he
like
was
case
buzzing
plan.
around at practice too the day
Yeah.
before.
He looked good.
Yep.
Like I know, he's fighting something.
Best part of it though, no goals from Leon, no goals from Connor. Still pump 5 in.
Yep.
The best.
Oh, if we just had a Leon goal, I would have made a lot of money.
Oh, I was
Oh,
a
yeah, I
Connor
knew
Brown
that
goal away from being a rich man.
Look at him imagining.
Little like thought dream bubble.
Just you with 2 beers at the game.
I found beer prices to be reasonable.
$10
Food prices were low too.
$10 for a tall boy.
Didn't
Those were
rip you off?
25 in Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like that.
Those
they
are
had that
14
going.
or 15 at Oilers games.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was nice.
I was doing a lot of Baileys and coffee though.
Well, you have to. Well, but
But it was
you have to go in
nice.
line and get those.
I know. Worth the trek.
The weather was
Oh, it was
so
great.
good, man. Like it was perfect. And the puck's dropping and the sun's just setting down over the upper portion of the other side of the stadium. And it was just like, yeah, it was beautiful. I had to go home and watch some of the highlights on TV to see what it looked like on TV, just with those uniforms. Cause
Yeah, I did.
It looked good.
it
Those
looked
pants.
so good.
Pants and gloves. People talk shit about them.
Man, it looked good.
I will jump in, and I wasn't a fan when they first got, but after yesterday, they were so
Like
good.
that should be
They
their
were
kit, man.
so good.
Oh, they should go full time brown on
Like
brown and
their,
brown.
or their third jersey kit.
Yeah, I thought they were
Because
sweet.
it looked good. And they're 1-0 with them. So like gotta ride that.
I'd never been to an outdoor game before. I know you guys had obviously been to the one in Winnipeg. I thought it was so cool. Like, I don't know why, but there was a part of me that like wasn't that excited in the build up. I know you're like, oh, well, your Umchuk wasn't excited for something stunning. But like, I don't know. I was just like, there was a lot of work shit and like all of that. And then when I walked into the stadium, I got hit with a wave of like, this is fucking awesome.
Oh yeah.
I felt like a little kid again. And it was great. I thought the league did such a good job with the way the rink looked too and what they had out
looked
there.
sick.
Yep.
The way the players walked in was so cool. How about the way the Oilers walked into the arena
Oh yeah.
and their side by sides?
Tyler Mulick showed me that at Greta, and I'm like, Oilers by 1 million.
Yeah. You can't show up with that much drip and not
The
win.
Flames look preposterous, man. What the hell?
They
is
really
going
did.
on?
That was outrageous.
Tank tops and overalls.
Thank God Coach Sutter isn't alive to see
Yikes.
this. He is still alive. He's going to be livid.
Maybe they were trolling him. Oh,
I didn't get that look at all.
They look like strippers.
That just
They
looked
did.
like a bunch of
They did.
losers.
They did.
Yeah.
They look like the Thunder from Down Under.
They look
coming
like
to play a
strippers
hockey
at the Stampede.
Yeah, they
Not
just-
good ones either.
They were not. They were set up to fail.
Yeah.
And they did.
Oh
They
yeah.
looked awful. The Flames looked terrible.
oh, some
Huberdeau might be one of the worst contracts in the history of the sport.
Yeah, I don't even think that's a stretch. Like I had a little bit of hope he would have a bounce back year, but like he's genuinely invisible. Did you guys know Elias Lindholm played in that hockey game?
Nope.
Liam today was like, did you notice Lindholm? I was like, holy fuck, I didn't even know he played. Granted, we're far away, hard to see jersey numbers, but still. And someone else said this to me today during Daily Face-Off Live. I was like, man, the Oilers might be back. And he was like, are they back? Did they play good or did they just play a really terrible?
both. I'm gonna say both.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's both. I feel like that was a character building TSN turning point type of game and moment.
It was a great time to have it for them, you know, being on the skid that they are right at the early season. This is a moment where they can like use this as the fuel, you know, like
I think they will.
I think they will too. When do they play next? Tuesday?
Thursday.
Not till Thursday.
So you know they had the flash and green light last night, which is also good because that's more team building.
Oh, yeah.
They should be ready to roll by Thursday. They can skate off their hangovers the next couple days.
Who do
here.
they play on Thursday?
Dallas.
Here?
Yeah. Second of back-to-backs for the Stars.
That's good. That'll be a
great win.
test.
Shouldn't get Ottinger then. Like should be good.
That'd be a great win. Need that one.
Yeah. If they could just keep this rolling. Someone today on Owen Everyday was like, this is going to be their LA game from last year. Like we're going to look back at the Heritage Classic and be like, whew.
You knew they were going to use it as a benchmark of like, since the Heritage Classic, they're this many and this many. And going into it, they were.
Yeah. Totally.
Oh, yeah.
Get the graphics ready.
10-game heater.
Oh,
10-game heater.
Started yesterday. Well,
8 and 2.
What's that? Yeah, they'd be, what would they, because what are they, 2 and 4 right now?
2 and 5.
So what would
2,
you
5
pick
and
for
1.
10-game heater?
That'd make them 11 and 5.
11, 5
You're
and
going to
1
win 10
because-
games in a row.
That's what I think he's saying.
Is that what a 10-game heater is?
That's
a
what he's
10-game
saying.
heater.
Oh, I thought they were hot for 10 games. 10 consecutive wins. That'd be unbelievable.
I'd love it.
It's what we deserve.
Mm-hmm.
You know what else we deserved? Every second of that Nickelback concert.
They were really good.
I wanted
So
more.
good.
I wanted
more too.
I
3
wanted
songs.
more,
They
but it
did
was
2
good.
for the national broadcast and then 1 in the commercial break for us. But like, people give Nickelback a lot of shit.
I don't know
but
why.
I don't know why.
My God, they have some bangers. Like
They were great.
They played "This Is How You Remind Me," which is a terrific song.
Yeah.
It was like 3 songs just wasn't enough, but I get that's all they
So
I know.
I think what they maybe could have done there is started. They didn't start it till the 12 or 10 minute mark of
Yeah,
the
It
intermission.
started right away.
Why was it not like way quicker?
Why did they have to bring out the stage?
Yeah. Should have been ready to go. Should have set it up in the first intermission so they just run right out. Also, they should have kept playing. Liam said this to me today. Why did they not just keep playing
Well, they came out.
while the players are coming out to burn it to the ground? That would have been
that'd been
unreal. Then
amazing.
fireworks go off third period. Nickelback, everyone goes fucking crazy. Ah. That would have been cool.
Great music week.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys got a chance to see my boys, Arkells. They were great.
They were good. They
Tool
put on a good
Wednesday,
show.
Arkell's Saturday.
Very wide range of acts.
Yeah. Arkell's put on a great show. Their covers were fantastic.
Yes, their ABBA cover was legit.
Yeah,
It was cool to see them in a small venue. That's always fun.
that was really, really neat.
Really neat.
Open
And
bar too. That was also
always fun when the NHL says the bar's on us at these
Yeah.
things.
Yeah,
And then
takes
it's
on
us sneaking in there.
Mm.
Someone said that to me when I was there too. I forget who it was, but they're like, oh, wow, they're letting you guys in here. I was like, all right. Yeah, they
Yeah,
are.
it was.
Our beef is not with the league.
Our beef is not with the league, as
love
evidence Zach Lang in an Oilers Nation toque standing right next to Leon
respect
Draisaitl
it.
on
I
national
thought that
TV.
was photoshopped.
No.
I legit thought that was photoshopped. I thought you guys were doing a thing.
No, it's
I
real.
don't know.
That was real.
We were in the streets.
You scrum lurking.
Matt Henderson had a great tweet about that where he was like, if you knew the backstory, you would know how hilarious this photo is.
You know
Zach
what's
Lang also asking Connor a question too.
Yeah.
And asking Zach Hyman a question.
Mm-hmm.
Zach on Zach violence.
And
Zach Hyman asked Zach Lang a question.
Unbelievable.
Really?
I don't know.
Nice
I laughed
hair.
so hard when I saw the photo of Zach Hyman at the fan event. So I'm like, why is he wearing red? Then I'm like looking for other photos. I did a bunch of digging. He was wearing a Tylenol jacket. Like he'd been paid by Big Pharma to attend this party, right? I'm like, respect. And then when he shouted it out at Insta, he's like, shout out Tylenol. Like that a boy, Zach. Yeah.
Seems like the kind of guy who doesn't turn down an ad
I
deal.
love it. It's great. He's out here hustling.
Mikey D had these two little like circular Tylenol packs.
Yeah, they're like
where you crack them. They're gel, and you crack them.
They
and
got hot.
it mixtures, and it it's like becomes hard, and it's hot as hell. Like so, they're like warmers for your hands.
What are you doing over there at Kanye?
I was too late on the button.
Yeah.
I was waiting for it though. I wanted
They
to.
were very interesting.
I didn't know where he was going.
We can edit out the pause.
This is similar to the kicking the dog out of the bed
Yeah,
situation.
dog
Yeah.
Oh boy.
You're trying to eat the hot pack. Hey, these aren't Tylenol.
Yeah.
I feel worse.
Yeah, this is making my
I'm
headache
hurting
worse.
inside.
Speaking of hurting,
I had a headache
going.
in my tummy.
Yeah, I have a headache
Speaking.
still. My tummy hurts.
speaking of hurting on the inside, I haven't
Kruger?
felt this rough in a long time due to the fact that I was going to go home. We were going to go home with JR and his cousin, but his cousin was promised a donair by JR.
I also promised myself a donair.
So we had to go to the donair shop, and of
and we went
course,
to Jared's donair shop. I have to throw him under the bus.
yeah, that was one.
We
that
gotta
he
go
read.
there. We gotta go there.
So of course, I know that it's well documented my disdain for donairs, but when you haven't eaten a whole lot that day and you're pretty into your cups, a donair seemed like a good idea. So I ate one, and you
This
know
is
what?
only going to perpetuate how you hate donairs. It's not
I
fair.
know it's not fair.
It's not the donair industry's fault. You got to bunk one.
Going into it, I was like, I halfway through, I was like, okay, like this tastes. The minute I was finished, I felt like I was the grossest human being on the face of the earth. I could start smelling it out my pores. My hands were disgusting. I was just like, this is not worth that.
But
You guys had that, and I had free pizza.
well, you're not. But what you're not doing is describing the donair that we had. So this donair shop was busy.
See, mine was warm.
Fucking mine was ice
I'm
cold.
surprised you didn't go back.
Like the cheese
Why don't
was
you go back to
still
the guy and be like,
hard.
Cook this
Oh
up.
fuck! Because you know what drama that's gonna unlock.
'Cause there was, like,
there's a bunch
25
of drunk
people
people in there too. Like, and one guy was being fucking lippy, and I'm
one
like,
guy was
ugh.
being very lippy.
But
To the donair worker?
to everyone,
Just talking.
he was just talking and being a smart
Not to
ass, so
anybody
it
in
wouldn't have
particular,
ended
like,
well. But
particular.
so that's why I'm like, I didn't. But
yeah,
it was,
like,
I ate the whole fucking thing, but it was legitimately ice cold. And here I am, like, oh fuck, trying to get Chalmers back on the donair train. This is probably, if I was still doing donair reviews, we used to rank him out of 97. Probably would have given it a 0.
A 0?
Oh, boy.
no.
Like
You still
probably
crossed
a
not gonna
0.
win you
thing,
back.
and-
I still ate the whole fucking. I got starving,
0
and then we
rating.
got donair tater tots, which sounds great. Fucking cold. Tater tots are cold.
Yeah, that's not
Cold tots.
Cold
Nobody
tots,
likes cold
no
tots.
good. Anyways, brutal.
When I left Greta, I ordered pizza to be delivered to my house, thinking that I would get there at the same time as my pizza. Pretty damn close. Now, I did get free pizza because I ordered 2 different flavors and they sent me both pies were the exact same. Gotta love that. Freeze off for the
So
kid.
then they just give it to you for free.
Yeah, credit
up
it
for
right
it.
back.
Wow.
Freeze
Hell
off for the
yeah.
kid.
oh, that's
Hell.
nice.
It was wonderful.
Yeah. It's
That's very nice. It was very
quality
lovely to meet your
customer
father.
We were
Yeah.
talking about that
Senior
before.
milk.
So
He's
I
got
was-
$1 million smile.
Yeah, he does. Well, yeah, you put $1 million into it too. We were talking before the game and he goes, "Oh, we're going down early." I'm like, "Well, yeah, I've been full-time working in this company for a decade and you have yet to meet a single person."
Yeah, you've never met him?
Never.
Wow.
I thanked him for his honey.
Yes. So he met everybody on the crew, had a great time. He got to see what the nation does. The guys from Michigan, my dad and I were standing at the bar.
Yeah.
And I was going to order, we were just going to get a drink while we were waiting for our ride to come and bring us home.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy from Michigan goes, "Hey, are you bag milk?" I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "I'd love to buy your guys' drinks." And we were just bullshitting about, content and all that stuff. And then my dad, once this ends, he goes, "What the fuck just happened there?" He goes, "Why did you get free drinks just now?" I was like, "Nah, I don't know. Happens. The best." So, but he had never experienced
Nation
anything like that
citizens
before.
are very generous.
Free bus ride to Commonwealth. He goes, "You guys did all of this?" I'm like, "Uh-huh." He goes, "Wow. I just thought you do your little bloggy blogs on the internet." And that was it.
Little type away, push send, and then
He was a civil engineer. He does not understand this at all. It's complete the opposite of what he was doing. But he had a great time. He had a blast. Happy to meet everybody.
It was great too that we were able to jam enough people on the bus too. Everyone who showed up at Greta before the game.
Do we want to talk about that?
Well, maybe not.
Okay. There were some people that shouldn't have been that snuck their way on the bus, and it
Really fucked up.
created a headache.
Yes.
Quite the headache.
But we sorted it like we always do.
But that's just people, because our bus was in pole position of all the buses
first.
so people were just like walking onto it. But they all for some reason had wristbands that which you're supposed
For different buses.
for different buses, but they're the same color as ours.
But they wanted to get back downtown.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh my god, like it was so hard to enforce. So it was a headache. Sorry, Tyler.
Oh, hey, we grinded through.
You did great.
Yeah, and then I had to sit.
Oh yeah, Kennedy went full like, Mom, show me your wristband. Like she just went up and down like.
I at that point had already been yelling like because I had to go pee. I was like, "Move that bus!" Like we're like, "Okay, get the." Then Kennedy came on and she started yelling at people for wristbands, and I was like, "Okay, scared." I just sat down. I went.
It was pandemonium. Right when you walked out, there was like 100 school buses.
Because like when we got there and Tyler was trying to man the door.
I'm like somehow turned into a bouncer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Me and my old man are going to get on the bus and they go, "You two can't come on." And I was like, "What?" And then Tyler's like, no, he has to get on. And then Waz comes running down the road. He's like, "I need to get on too."
Yeah.
No, Waz, you stay by.
And then there was one guy who was like, "Let me on the bus." And I was like, "Do you have a wristband?" He's like, "No." I'm like, "Okay, the bus is full." And he was like, "I don't care." And then he stood in front of the bus.
That was the guy standing in front of the bus?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And we were like, "Move." And he was just like, "Fuck you, your M truck." I was like, "Oh my God, what is going on right now?"
I'm famous, but now is not the time.
How is this my job?
And you know what was shitty is because like where the buses were was right where all the humanity was coming out.
Yeah.
So there's just so many people. So of course it's a circumstance where people are just going to jump on buses to get free rides.
Yeah.
Like it was just like, it was.
And then I sat on the steps of the bus
and cried
on the drive home and just looked out the window thinking about how bad I had to piss. Where are we? I can't see anything. Just like the street in front of me through the bus glass window.
If you bring 4 sealed beers to the party and drink them one by one, physics suggests you have 4 mini potties that you could fill.
Yeah.
Net sum zero game. You just got to keep your cups.
So, so when
the bathrooms were so full, I thought people were gonna just
mini toilets, baby.
I think people were using the sinks as pissers. The Commonwealth sinks, which is weird because everyone's peeing around each other in a circle. That's very.
Was it Staples that thought that those?
That was Staples.
Yeah, that was
That's
Staples
classic
of all
tweet.
time.
One of the greatest.
Finally, they solved the problem with the games. They got these new 360 urinals because he legitimately thought they were urinals.
Oh God!
So when we walked into the game
urinals.
and didn't get asked for our tickets, we were talking about the meme of the security guy that just like does the perimeter sweep to check people, doesn't even touch them.
Yeah.
We went. So one of the guys with our beer hack. Were you there for the beer hack guy?
No.
So we went to the door. This guy comes out. He has the beers, and then he gives us his beers, and he just puts his hand like floating on top. And goes. Psht.
I had a guy do that.
Didn't open a single one.
I got my guy. Gave me 2 beers and he goes, "I got to crack one, but here's the other one for your pocket."
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and then
I'm like, this is great.
I understand. I should have caught on to this veteran move. I just wanted, when I finally got to the front of one of the beer lines, I was like, I would just like to buy like 4 or 5 and keep them under my seat and I'm good for the whole game.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was like, all they had at this stand though was normal size cans, not tall boys.
Yeah.
So I was like, could I get 4? And she was like, nope. I was like, you can crack them all. I just want 4. She's like, nope. I was like, but if these were tall boys, you'd let me have 2 tall boys. Yeah. So I was like, come on, we can do it in 2 transactions. Just give me, nope. Girl next to me, I'll do 2 double ryes. Gets hers. I'm like, well, that's 4 drinks. Not to narc on anyone. I was like,
well, what you got to do, and this is what Mikey D was telling, because he says this is his move when he's at Rough Riders games, is he just looks back and says, "Yeah, no, I'm buying for that one." And normally someone will put their hand up because he also
reciprocates Sasky style.
Yeah, that's smart. I should have done that. All I wanted was 4
Somebody asked you, your M check, "Hey, I'm buying for that guy." You're like, no, I don't even know that guy. He only gets 2 beers.
Actually, he doesn't even have a ticket.
I got my Pro Surf. You have your Pro Surf, sir. How come you are?
I think sometimes there are rules that can be broken in certain situations. And those situations
that's where they should sell like the 1 liter like beer.
Yeah. Because it was cold out, so it would have stayed cold. You wouldn't have had the issue.
Good 40s yesterday for sure.
Oh yeah.
Glass.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Actually, weird thing. So like I like to buy someone a 40 a beer for their 40th birthday. And
can't wait.
They're like discontinued.
No.
Really?
Well, that's what I'm told. Like trying to get like an OE, like Big Bears don't exist. And
Why?
Please tell me if I'm wrong. But this is what the person at the liquor store
is going on?
I went to 3 liquor stores. He's like, yeah, like, we haven't been able to get OE for like months. Like I'm pretty sure it's discontinued. I'm like,
can you look this up, Bag Milk?
Thankfully, Big Bear is still alive, and they have a 64 ouncer these days.
Is Old
where?
English
But where
still in
though?
business?
Is that? Are you looking on Liquor Connect?
No, I'm on the Big Bear website.
Yeah, but can we get it in Alberta?
All right, I'll
Specifically Edmonton. Specifically a liquor store in West Edmonton.
Specifically right now.
Yeah.
I think I would vomit if I had a Big Bear today.
Oh man.
What about a Labatt Maximum Ice? 1.12 liters of
God, those were
fury.
I used to drink Bull Maxes because they had the big wide open
Bull
mouth.
Max.
So you could puke
You
at
just
them afterwards.
pound them back.
Yeah. They were so fucking.
That'd be a good post game piss and cup.
The old Post
It would be
Malone.
funny just to have like 2 40s one night and then it'd probably be like,
Edward 40 hands?
well, yeah, and then see how you feel the next day.
Do you know Edward 40 hands here?
Yeah, where you tape them to your hands.
And then finally get one hand free and you can pee liberally.
I think you could pee. Just hold it.
But they're so cold. You got to roll them between the 2 40s.
That is good.
Good God.
I thought
Look like it thinks that you got to do specialty orders now. Like
Yeah.
Liquor Connect, you cannot find a Big Bear on here.
In my
See?
day, we would get up early. We would get an Old English in a 40-ounce bag, and we would sit on the stoop and shoot at cars passing by. I may be remembering the movie Boys in the Hood.
That's.
We used to get those Bubba Bubba mini
I remember
cans.
Bubba's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what we used to
The
do.
Don Cherries.
Yeah.
yeah, my dad had so many of those
I
like
kept them in the
collected.
basement like I was.
Had to.
They were great.
Yeah.
Well, they're
Now look,
very
we got
unique.
tiny little beers. We lost the war.
Cold shot and kind of thing.
I used to like cold shots too. Because those are what, 9-10%?
Yeah, they were.
Oh, they're high test. That's right.
Couple by the till at the liquor store, eh?
Yeah, delish.
And they had the little target there for the shotgun key.
That's funny. I think there was only one attempted streaker at the game too. Good job, Edmonton.
That was right in front of. Well, at least
And
that we can
he-
see.
I didn't see how far
He
you
got maybe
Not
2
far.
steps
Like,
and was
yeah.
just.
So that
swarmed.
means I hit my not so obvious game day prediction in the GDB yesterday.
You said there'd be a streaker.
I said there'd be a streaker and he would go nowhere.
I
He'd be
still think
tackled.
about that guy in 03, the coldest day, naked,
He's still in
sliding on his stomach down the Telus sign.
Oh.
And like everyone in the crowd going, ah! And then the security guards being like, damn. And then that guy getting up with no skin or wiener.
Still an innie 20 years later.
That guy's dead.
Yeah.
He died.
Good crowd behavior. I want to share this story from the American Hockey League. It's unrelated. In the Grand Rapids Griffins Cleveland Monsters game, it's understood if you didn't watch the game live. Grand Rapids,
Grand Rapids fan.
Grand Rapids down 2-0. Score 2 goals in the final 3 minutes and 4 seconds of the third period to tie it up at 2. Some fans, probably drunk, start throwing their chuck-a-pucks for the post-game chuck-a-puck onto the ice. 9 pucks landed on the ice. Cleveland gets a 2-minute power play, scores on the power play. Grand Rapids loses because their fans were throwing. So Grand Rapids released a statement
on Insta. It's so good.
It's so good. And they go, we have taken the puck numbers, matched them with who bought those pucks on the chuck-a-puck sheet. And those people, those 9 fans have been banned for life for costing us a win.
From an AHL game.
Do you remember? Didn't they do like a similar warning in 06? They were like, stop throwing Alberta beef on the ice. There will be penalties.
I do remember them.
We tried to get it going as our octopus.
Yeah.
Didn't you win a chuck-a-puck thing once?
In Moose Jaw.
Under extreme circumstances where I was usurped. Jay won a Noah Gregor jersey.
Signed.
Where's that jersey?
Still have it.
Personally signed? Did you get them right to Jay?
I had it.
So he was supposed to come out. It was supposed to be a meet and greet, which I thought was going to be hilarious. It was supposed to be a meet and greet. I was going to get it personalized, but they lost and they had to stay in the dressing
We
room.
all
for a
threw our
meeting.
pucks, and Jay held on till too late, by my estimations. And I thought I had won, and was already preemptively celebrating. And then this one last puck comes from directly behind me, like fucking had seeing eye dog with it, and it just went. I think you like one hopped it on the
I was
thing.
like, fucking right on the
It was
button.
unbelievable.
And like 20 minutes before it, I tweeted out how I was, because I took a photo because it was we knew it was a Gregor jersey up for grabs, about how I was going to win it.
Yeah, you believed Kevin Garnett.
Saw it through.
Anything is possible.
Another thing from last night. I'm sitting at the bar. I'm upset. People were just yelling at me at the bus. I didn't know what was going on. I don't take very well to criticism. We get to the bar and Jay goes, hey, I'm going to get you a game card. You go play your football game. You just relax, buddy. Everything's going to be okay. So he does that. I get my game card. I got a beer. Go to the back of the bar. Game's out of fucking order. Didn't get to play my football game last night. Heartbreaking.
He was devastated.
I was so sad.
Straw that broke the camel's back.
I was so sad. I thought I was going to cry.
Tears.
Like hammered drunk.
Because that 99 was.
I just want to play football.
Yeah. Just want to play my football game. And then I almost set the high score on the basketball game. Missed my last shot.
Yep. 247. And the record was 250 or 250. And yeah,
and I was just like, you know,
that game is exhausting.
It's exhausting. I was like, it's time to go home. I think someone even bought me another beer, and I was like, just leave it on the table. Someone else can have it.
Fuck, if sales guy Jared had his way, we'd still be at Greta right now.
Oh yeah,
he was primed to party.
Well, the Wolverine was out.
Wolverine was fully out.
The Wolverine he was over 4 or 5 days there because every night I saw him, he was
no
like,
misses, no kids. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, he was living La Vida Loca.
He was. That was great.
Yeah.
All right. We are going to get to our Crown Royal segment, but first we're going to step aside for a quick break. All right. It is time for our weekly segment, the Crown Royal Generous Guy of the Week. Generosity lives in the small things. Crown Royal, crown everything. There's no one way to be generous. There's endless ways and a crown for everyone. I'm going to give mine to listener of the pod, Colin Baker, who was great. He was like, hey, would love to come on the bus, showed up at Greta, hopped on the bus after, came back, and then he bought me a drink. I always like seeing him. I see him at pretty much every nation event. He's a great guy. So he gets my generous guy. So does Shroom Sauce, who his generosity was in just showing up and supporting us all the way from Philly. I love that guy.
Yeah, no, let's see. He traveled, but he did it right. He came, well, unfortunately watched the game on Thursday, then went to Jasper.
Yeah.
The mountains with his wife.
Did like a nighttime star thing. Unreal.
Yeah, and then came back for the Heritage Classic.
So those are my two. Anyone else have a generous guy from the last week?
I do. Mine is the NHL.
Oh,
for 2 reasons. Putting on the Heritage Classic in our fine city, but also for that event where they were generously buying me Crown Royals to sip on.
Yeah, I looked
very nice of them, very generous, and allowed me to watch the Arkells.
It's just Arkells. There's no but anyways.
Really? Mandela effect.
Yeah, they're just Arkells.
But you can't say to go watch Arkells.
Yeah, I'm going to see Arkells.
I'm going to see you too.
You wouldn't say I'm going to see the U2.
Yeah.
But Arkells is a name. The Simpsons. The Arkells. U2 is
it's always a thing.
I'm not going to watch Simpsons. The Simpsons.
You want to watch The Simpsons, but the show's called The Simpsons.
I'm not going to the Blink-182, I suppose, is your point.
Yeah, I'm going to see Blink-182.
Yeah. The Nickelback.
Yeah.
I saw
it's just Arkells yesterday. Anyways, it's a big contentious thing in the fan base because it's like a niche thing. You say when you're dad, you're like, oh no, it's just Arkells. But then when they did the Grey Cup in Hamilton, Max went out and said, we're the Arkells. And on Twitter, I was on Twitter, people went fucking nuts.
Do you know why? Probably.
Are you even a fan, bro?
Yeah.
People probably, because it sounds like a last name.
Yeah, a little
Isn't
bit.
it someone's last name, Arkells? What does it mean?
I don't know. It's just a name.
Oh, I thought like I'm Thomas Arkell, the drummer.
That's
His name's
just
Max.
it. I bet you anything.
Max
That's why
Kerman.
people call it the Arkells, because it sounds like a last name.
So it just is a gibberish word that has no meaning.
I don't know.
Did he when he came on the stage, did he say we're the Arkells?
No.
We're
Arkells.
We Arkells?
We Arkells.
We are Arkells.
The band is named after Arkell Street in the Westdale neighborhood of Hamilton, near McMaster University.
Oh, that's cool.
Bag Milk, you're actually talking some facts. Your M-check.
But they were great.
Quick Google.
They were very, very good. We touched on that.
Fantastic.
But
My generous guy is Arkells for putting on a great show and having us have a little bop on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
There was some bopping.
And
toe tapping?
they recognized that, like, you know, not everyone there is going to like know their music, and they were there to do a party. So they played a bunch of like covers and stuff, which were banging.
So smart.
Yeah,
so
they worked the room.
So smart, man.
Because there was some, older people there. And like, it was funny. Like their heads were bobbing when like they covered 9 to 5.
Yeah.
So
Dolly Parton?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, they see him rocking and all singing. I'm like,
No wonder the league is tilted towards the Grays. Eh?
Shout out for the food there too, Gary. Thanks, Gary. The food was good.
Yes.
Pierogies.
I ate a lot of cheesecake.
Chalmers, you got a generous guy?
I do. A little cheesy, but my generous guy's JR in the nation for taking me to the Heritage Classic. They got me a ticket. They gave me the experience I had. Got to meet a lot of fun new people that people who come up and say that they just really like this. It's still surprising.
Useless.
It's
son of a bitch.
It's surprising when people say it. There's like, I love it. And then they talk about like the 2 duvets. That was awesome. The
what?
It's like my 2 duvets.
He's trying to.
He's hyping up.
Yeah.
Oh, 2 duvets.
Yeah.
People. Man, I met a lot of guys who were really in this 2
Chris
duvets.
Chalmers burner accounts.
No. Hey,
See,
They
They went out of the way to tell me about the duvets.
many people.
I tabled this, by the way, and it got the no-fly zone in my house.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's
Mrs. looked at it as what do you mean? You just want to.
But you guys don't even cuddle, so why not?
A slight. That's what people always they look at it as like.
No, we don't. I give her a tap on the back. I say good night, and then don't touch me.
Good night to you. Yeah, leave me alone.
But yeah, so my generous guy, JR, and the nation, and
all the guys that love the duvet take.
The hundreds of people.
Hundreds of people that came up to me.
I got to sit with my boy, the mayor of Moose Jaw, with JR and sales guy Jared. Right behind us was Tyler, Kennedy. We saw Aaron. I mean, it was just like. It was an atmosphere and it was a lot of fun and it was an experience that I really like. I really, after the first Heritage Classic, even though it was freezing, it was still a really great experience. And this one had other than the concourse, had literally no negative.
It was great.
Feelings in my mind.
Like the concourse is out of the NHL's control.
Probably back to the Rexall Place days though for a minute.
Yeah, a little bit.
Can't get out of an Oilers game.
And I was kind of sitting there as I'm stuck in it and people are like, this is so stupid. And I'm just like, man, just calm down. Like you'll be through it in a couple minutes. Like I know it sucks, but like just think about what you're doing right now. Like where you are, where you're like
if you're a pickpocket, you could have went to town.
Oh, got to keep everything in your front pockets.
Like an old school Victorian pickpocket coming through the crowd of the top hat. Top of the morning. He's got 11 coats with all these watches.
Yeah.
Just to follow up on the two duvet thing.
Yeah.
So we did post the clip on Instagram.
Yeah.
Bird Mountain Home. So I'm assuming personally. Yeah. Commented, foods. So obviously a bot doesn't count. Someone named Wayne Thurston said, my wife and I also do this. We've been married for 30 years. So there's someone in your side. Coach Boyer said, this ain't it. Bad Brad said, oh. That was it. That was the whole comment. And then Cristobal said, a marriage is a lot like eating an orange. And someone comments underneath and goes, literally how? That's what the people were saying about your take, Charles.
Literally how?
My generous guy is the people who set the prices for the menus at the game, because for once we weren't completely ripped off.
Appropriately priced.
$10 tall boys hot dogs I think are only like $4, $5.
Wish I knew.
Is not being ripped off someone being generous, or is that just inert? Like it's
no, I think it's good.
I think it's good. Yeah.
Because they could have really jacked it up. And
like ticket prices, not a generous guy.
When you get a pizza and a beer for under $14, you're pretty happy.
You're pretty pumped on it.
Yeah. You're pretty happy about that.
You got to factor time in though. It was like a $90 transaction.
No, I see. That's the thing. I did a lot of things very efficiently. Except for the Ryan Cokes after the first period. Which I then stood in the whole intermission in that warm area in the concourse just because I was like, if I drink these two and then get back to the seats without two more, then I had to stand in that one line and it was not good.
Yeah, those concession areas, east, west, my God, what a shit show.
So I was kind of in drunk robot mode at one point during one of the intermissions. And I was like, I want to go get a drink from the bar at the back. I want a mixed drink. I'm going to get there. But that front of the East concession was so bottled up. So I walk up into it and I'm in the shits. I'm trying to work my way on the outside. Finally, after about 3-4 minutes, I go, fuck it. I barely moved, not worth it. Then I walked out and I got out and I went, you know what? Damn it. No, I believe. So I turned around. I did again. I did that another time as well. I tried I don't know why my brain, I was like, I just got to get a better angle at it. And I was like,
taking it too head on. I got to get to the side.
So I would walk in and it's just all these lineups going this way and you got to try to go this way. And there's a ton of 100 people trying to go that way.
But for some reason, I just kept walking back out to the middle of the concourse and being like, you know what? I'm back in, and I'd go and it just wouldn't work. And I finally gave up on it.
Oh yeah.
You never ended up getting the drink?
No, I just got whatever was available from the people standing around. Didn't go
Jared
get my
and I tried to do it. I'm like, dude, we got to pull shoot. And he's like, no, we can do it. I'll go cut over this way. And then I watched him move like 2 inches. I'm like, we good? It's like, yeah, fuck it. We're out. I'm like, perfect.
All right, there you go. There's your generous guy. Crown Royal. Live generously. Crown everything.
Generous guy.
Very generous.
The Flames stink, man. Like they actually, I don't know what, I think they need to do. This is not even just like an Oilers fan laughing. They got to rebuild. They got to tear that shit down. They're really bad.
Well, like nobody's going to take the Huberdeau contract.
It is so great to watch barn burner clips on social because number one, their video quality is ecstatic.
Yeah.
Secondly, though, they're just so terrible. And the boys don't pull punches.
No.
They're like, this team is terrible. I think their show is one of my favorite Oilers shows because it's just about how Calgary sucks. It's fucking awesome. That Huberdeau contract, man, like in his interviews, he doesn't even look like he gives one shit. He's like, they saw him, are you excited for the outdoor game? He's like, yeah.
How about, speaking of interviews though, Connor McDavid and Kyle Bukauskas laughing together and then being like, oh, okay. Connor McDavid showed more personality this weekend than he has in like a year. And he's been great. I'm not really someone who's like that, but like he was on another level is what I'm trying to say.
Probably high on them perkies because of his knee or whatever the heck's going on.
Well, probably not.
He's completely out of it.
He played good. Also, I'm convinced after watching the replay, he scored on that breakaway early on.
So do I. I believe that he did too.
Yeah, I watched it and I did frame by frame. That puck went in and Liam and I talked about it today. I don't think the replay quality was up to the standard. And that's why they didn't like show any review or replays, why they didn't review it or blow the horn. But I think that puck was definitely in.
Damn.
And I had McDavid first goal. So I'm deciding to live in denial. Like people who do the whole Trump won the election. McDavid scored the first goal. Brett Kulak got the second goal of the game to me.
He had
How cool must that have been for Brett Kulak, though?
Oh my God. Unbelievable.
Hometown guy kicks it off. Come on.
And what a play too. Like,
Yeah, great.
Did you see that
He
post
activates well.
I threw up about how much they look? He looks like Connor Brown.
Yeah,
God,
it is
they look
odd.
exactly the
They
same.
have the Sedin's numbers too. Hey,
They do.
Connor Brown and Brett Kulak.
733.
Were they
they're
22
27 and 28.
22 and 33.
Oh, never mind.
No.
Someone
Wait,
said
what?
that. Okay, I was
22 and
wrong.
33.
Yeah.
There are Sedins. One of them is a Sedin number.
Yeah,
Kulak,
33.
One's a Sedin.
Kulak and Brown
Neither
are
of them
27 and 28.
neither of them are.
What were the Sedins?
22 and 33.
22.
Well, someone said this to me. I don't remember what the fucking Sedin's numbers are. What the hell am I, goddamn Canuck fan? What am I, just sitting around the fucking Canuck media guy being like, oh, I should memorize everything in this bitch.
You should take, yeah.
Anyways,
journalism.
there are Sedin twins.
They are.
They
our
look
Sedin twins.
identical.
It is.
I'm going to bet they sound alike.
Same shade of facial hair.
Ginge, yeah.
Yeah.
They look, I think we're running out of faces in the Matrix.
Yeah, that
Probably,
was the
actually.
best part of the joke to me on the on Instagram. Running out
We
of
are.
faces.
Well, what the fuck was that person saying? They have the same numbers as Sedin.
Yeah, I don't know.
God
do you
damn it.
remember this person?
Well, it'll be online. It wasn't a real life conversation. It was a. I see so many fucking comments over the course of the day, Chalmers. I can't even begin to tell you.
Do you want to share your story of how you took in the Heritage Classic or is it too painful?
I was going to save it for Wanye's, bro, because everybody
Okay,
else
no,
is
you
on
can
such
save
a
it.
positive tip. But yeah, it wasn't a negative. It's just I was very close to the game. I'll tell a story. Wanye Jr. and I like to go swimming on Saturdays. He likes to get in his swims, right? Like a Bond villain. So we go to the pool, we're doing our thing, and I've got the day all timed out. We're going to have a nap. We're going to get up. We're going to watch the game, which means I'm going to watch the game. And he's going to run around screaming. We bought lightsabers. We were ready to fight each other. Like we are locked in. Go to the pool, leave the pool, driving. For some reason or other, the Wanye mobile died. Now, before you go saying, Wanye, your car is crappy. It's not crappy. It's a highly tuned performance vehicle, but for some reason, this motherfucker died. Right near the McDonald's, basically kitty corner to the football stadium. Okay? By the Save on Foods.
Ah, yes.
So I get it into a stall. I get Wanye Jr. out. We go into McDonald's. We call for emergency extraction. We're moving. I call the local auto club, which is a tremendous operation. And they say, we'll be there, but we can't tell you when. So I'm like, fine, I'm just going to leave. And as I'm leaving the McDonald's, I go out and there's a guy already getting ready to give me a ticket. I'm like, dude, don't give me a ticket. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I'm just like, this car is dead. I'm waiting for a tow. He's like, you better stick with this car. It's going to get towed because the Heritage Classic is across the street. And this lot, Save on Foods, has it on like zero tolerance for bullshit. So I'm facing the option of either get my car towed to an in-park lot or wait to get my car towed to the auto place. I want it towed to the right place. So I had to stay and guard the truck.
Oh,
Now, remember, this starts prior to a child's midday nap. I think the car died about 11:30.
oh,
So I'm there.
Shit.
I'm beside my broken vehicle, my other Wanye mobile. I've got two, luckily. One's still functioning at this point. I don't know how long it's going to be. I'm chilling. I watch everybody come to the game. I sat there the entire fucking game and everybody left and I was still in the fucking Save-On parking lot. Over the course of the time, I think I prevented myself from being ticketed or towed 4 or 5 times. Like, I'm like, I got to get out of here. But then it seemed like there was always someone checking license plates. So I watched the entire thing. Now, these people drive in and they park next to me right before the game, and I'm standing outside my car. I can't remember what I was doing, and they get out. And I'm like, you guys might not want to leave your cars here. Hey, like they're being real tight asses. This lady's like, thanks. Leaves, comes back. I'm still here. She goes, do you live in your car?
Oh,
Now, I had a lot of food at this point spread out in my car because I've been in the bitch for about 8 hours. So I had like a little snack. I could understand at a glance why you would think I was living in my car. I was not living in my car. So now my car is at the automotive repair depot. And you know what's going? The Heritage Classic's fun. Sitting in the parking lot across the street for 9 hours in your car. Funner.
I like the idea of you just sitting in your car and like door dashing things to like the Save On Foods. The DoorDash driver like pulls up. He's like, you got me to drive the food to you from my car. Do you live
in your car? I'm like, oh, you bitch. So anyway,
that's devastating.
That sucks.
That is
you didn't even get to watch the game on your phone or anything.
Did you have someone pick up? You had someone pick up one.
Oh yeah, Wanye Jr. was extracted out.
Important detail. Yeah.
I could not have kept him entertained for 10 hours. He was in and out within 20 minutes. His time is money when you're free. But I literally was like, if I leave this truck, it's getting towed. Like I can see why. I understand why AMA can't be there in 30 seconds. I understand. But the annoying thing was when it finally came time for them to arrive was when the game was letting out.
Oh,
so after all this guy gets into the parking lot, calls me. He's like, "Okay, I'm in the parking lot, but nothing's moving." I'm like, "Bro, we're in this together." It was another hour for him to get from the corner of the Save On parking lot to the vehicle. Then he starts to proceed to tow me, which is hilarious because there's so many people there. There's so many people in McDonald's. There's so many people at the subway, right? People are like, "No, don't do it. Don't tow his car." And they're like running out and they don't even know what they're doing. And they're trying to defend.
Think they're helping.
God bless her.
Fuck the man.
So then this one guy says to me, he's like, what they did? Did you get a DUI? I'm like, "No, man, my old lady caught up with me." He's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "My ex-wife had my car towed." He's like, "It's fucking bullshit." And he's like, kind of like trying to get mad. I'm like, "Nah, I'm just kidding, buddy. Car's broke. It's not my fault."
Did you get a DUI?
Yeah, get a DUI. No,
DUI,
my ex-wife finally caught up with me.
You couldn't have been in a worse spot for that to happen.
Nope.
That's an insane break. Yeah.
I just kept it cool though. Cause I was there so early in the day, man. Like we were swimming at 9 o'clock. And then we were out and I didn't get home for 13 hours.
Brutal.
That's awful.
I will say this. A lot of things in this day and age are in decline. Oilers broadcasts on chat are still awesome.
Really?
Yeah, man. Stoff and Jack Michaels, like as somebody who was unable to watch the video portion of the game, it was awesome. It was still a great time. They do great color.
I agree.
Stoff does a great job. He might be, but he does a very...
Oh yeah, he's good.
And him and Jack Michaels, knowing that they want to murder each other, they somehow put down the rage and do a tremendous broadcast together. And I'm sure they are talking during the commercial breaks, but when the lights are on, they're pros.
Yep.
And watching the game or listening to the game the whole time and tweeting and making memes, I had so much time to make content, but it was awesome. It was still a good experience. At intermission or halftime or whatever, I turned the windows down. I could like faintly hear Nickelback, like.
Sounding good, boys.
Good time. And then all the zombies release when the game's over. And it was just like Walking Dead. Like one guy comes first and then more and then more. And then a wave of drunk, happy Oilers fans.
That McDonald's probably made $4 million last
There was so much chaos, man. Like people fighting with each other and yelling and people crying and trying to call Ubers. Like you could just see humanity. Like why dealing with a crowd of people is so annoying. Why there's no way to make a game with that many people there, like efficient experience. You can't. There's just too much humanity.
Yeah.
Everyone's trying to make cell phone calls and overloading the data.
When our bus was leaving and we looked at the people in the LRT station, it was insane.
Yeah, the LRT was lined up out the door.
Oh, yeah.
Remember back in the day at the old hockey stadium when the LRT would be overwhelmed on a cold night and it was just like unusable for like an hour? It's just a function of too many people.
Yeah.
Well, it's like there's 55,000 seats, but everything else is,
That's about it.
takes a minute.
Yeah.
So now we've got to see, NHL roll in, Heritage Classic, big event in Edmonton. What do you want next?
Super
for a big
Bowl.
event. Super Bowl. Smart.
Yeah. At Commonwealth.
Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah, I mean that goes without saying.
The Lightning and who would you like them to play this time?
Does this really get your itch going for like a draft or a All-Star game?
What are the parking lots across the street going to look like in this scenario? Because that's what I'm more interested in. The peripheral parking lots.
Yeah.
All-Star game.
All-Star, yeah.
All-Star game would be.
All-Star game isn't going to be as fun as an outdoor game.
No.
But the whole parade.
But everything around it, though.
Yeah.
The activations around All-Star game was pretty sweet.
Like a sweet street hockey setup on the corner of the lot there. You looking forward to that?
Yeah.
Shooting on an all-star shooter tutor. Getting a lanyard.
Getting a lanyard.
The best.
The players have so many more responsibilities in a weekend like this, eh?
Yeah.
Like they had to be everywhere.
That's probably why the Flames didn't show up. They were tired.
They're little unis too. Like, what are you doing? Do you have any pride in your organization?
It was shockingly weird.
But yeah, the Oilers had to go do that like event at Rogers or whatever. Party like it's 03. Like also shout out to the alumni. Jared Stoll and Alex Hemsky come back into town.
That was sweet.
Rafi Torres, Marty Reisner was there.
Really?
Yeah.
The amount of people laughing, looking at the Oilers in their like rig outfits, being like, "That looks like a guy I know that I work with named Chad. That guy looks like a guy I know that's on the line named Steve." Like everyone knew somebody who looked like an Oiler. Nugent's like my foreman. He just walks around with a coffee too. It's so funny how Oilers fans were just laughing it up.
I thought it was great though.
It's a great idea.
It's like those look like guys that were going to work.
It's actually interesting to see the players without their $1,000 suits and equipment. They just look like normal people that could be on the rigs.
Yeah,
like Stuart Skinner looked like a rig guy.
Oh,
yeah. Ekholm looked like a dude who straight up just got off a shift and was like, all right.
A hitch. They call him a hitch.
3-week hitch.
Liam had a very devastating line about Adam Ernie. Liam was like, you know what? He should probably keep his overalls. Like, might need one.
I don't disagree.
Adam Ernie, did you see how little he played? Do you know the time on ice?
No.
Take a guess. How much do you think Adam Ernie played now?
Oh, well, I'm expecting it to be terrible. 3 minutes.
3 minutes and 20 seconds.
In the first period, the puck came around to his wing in the defensive zone, and he couldn't get it out. He couldn't get control of the puck. He was absolutely inefficient between the hash marks and the blue line of our own zone.
He's just warming the seat for Sammy Gagne.
That makes it so much funnier that Raphael Lavoie was just named Player of the Week or whatever.
Gordie Howe hat-trick in their last game.
Good times.
Matthias Janmark was invisible in the Heritage Classic.
That's a good thing.
Yep. Sure was.
Yeah, I just don't know what we're
Vander
doing here.
Kane, come on. Bouncing back.
That
3
was
points
great.
again yesterday.
Although
I thought for
tried to
sure he was
chisel
going
a
to get in
goal.
a fight, and he
He
didn't.
tried to chisel a goal.
I can't, so I went back and rewatched it. I can't tell if I'm reading too much into it or not. Did he try to chisel Vinny's first NHL goal? Did he try to sell it?
I don't think so.
He led the flyby. He gave a big celly.
Oh.
And I'm like, because then they announced it as Kane's goal. When you watched it, you were definitely like, oh, Kane tipped that in. But it was Vinny's goal. So I was kind of like, hey, is Kane trying to beat Chinsey and take that goal from Vinny? But I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say he didn't. He was just very excited.
You know damn well if you touch that puck or not.
You know, 1,000% if you touched it.
So
Also, Vinny Desharnais, though, can sit back and one day or now go, my first career NHL goal. Yeah, I picked it up at the blue line, went top shelf. It bounced. Yeah, straight up.
Devastating from his
top
office.
Yeah.
His office.
That's
He gets
Vinny's
pucks
office.
through though.
He does. Yeah, he made actually a really nice play there to like open up the shooting
Well,
line.
and what was even amazing is the minute he got the puck, Waz was like, all right, let's get a Vinny goal. And like literally seconds later, he scored. I was like, Waz, wow.
What do you make of this painter hat toilet plunger award?
I think it's not funny.
Neither do I.
It's
yeah.
I don't get it. I thought it was a
clever
Photoshop, actually. I thought that somebody made that.
They're going to do this all year, apparently.
But what's
what is it? The artist and the hard worker?
Yes.
That is just not even clever.
Why did they retire the vest?
The
should
vest
go
was
back
like
to the hard
cool.
hat.
Went hard. Yeah. Yeah. Hard hat.
Yeah, the vest had all those different years, too. I wonder if someone kept the vest
But it's the
last year.
same team.
or like lost the vest.
Maybe. Or maybe they just.
Yeah, the plunger thing
I
is
don't know.
weird. I legitimately thought that was a Photoshop, like a meme.
And you do open yourself up for later down the line, really fucked up memes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like if Vinny has a rough stretch, that picture of him with a plunger is not going to age well.
The lunch kit and the clay turning table.
What?
The artist and the
What other terrible ways could they have done this?
Could you depict a hard worker and an artist?
Yeah, you give him a tray of watercolor paints.
Yeah, he's got one of those
so
Bob
bizarre.
Ross things with a beret on.
Well, that would be
sideways.
funny if they dressed as Bob Ross.
All right, before we wrap up the show, got to give some love to our friends at DoorDash. Dash that for the win for a limited time. Our Canadian listeners can get 25% off and zero delivery fees on their first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter the code NATION25. That's 25% off up to a $10 value and zero delivery fees on your first order when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and enter code NATION25, all caps on NATION.
I
Giddy up.
DoorDashed my pizza last night. Customer service afterward was fantastic. Love DoorDash.
I like that play of leaving the bar. You know how much time it's going to take. DoorDash your food then.
Why you need
Boom.
customer service? What happened?
Because I ordered 2 different flavors of za. I got 2 pizzas, same flavor.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
And
what
you said,
They owned up
DoorDash
to it.
was credit.
Full credit?
Outside of the tip for the driver and the delivery fee. Happy with that. Great result.
Freeze off.
What were the 2 flavors you ordered?
Me missus loves a Hawaiian. The other, so I got 2 Hawaiians. I wanted pepperoni and bacon.
Do you like Hawaiian though?
I do, so I was tolerant of the 2 Hawaiian pizzas.
I was going to say,
it's not what I wanted.
Would have been bad if one of them was like an like your dad like something weird, like an anchovy pizza,
Like a Band-Aid pizza.
Yeah, car keys.
Who be eating Band-Aid pizza?
All right, that is a wrap on this week's edition. Low energy, guys. I was expecting more out of us.
I wasn't.
What the fuck do you expect?
I wasn't.
I haven't been this hungover since yesterday morning when I was equally hungover, and today I'm just not grinding.
Yesterday morning, it's like 4 in the afternoon.
I'm just tired.
This one feels like it might go away by Thursday, so maybe the energy will be a bit better.
I'm just tired.
I am tired too.
I went home and cranked out an article last night. Feel great.
I went home and cranked out a dish of frozen veg and tweeted about it and
saw that.
I thought you were going to live stream it on Insta Live.
And
Yeah,
then-
so did I. I went looking for you cooking your veggies.
I know. And then I had about 5 seconds of sober thought and I went, that's a terrible idea, Tyler.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why?
So
I was hammered.
Oh, I just imagine you like stirring frozen vegetables and
It
yelling.
will be funny. I will do it one day when I'm not like that drunk. Someone commented on those like, I wouldn't even feed this to my dog. You're disgusting. I was like,
well,
oh,
I just love that it's just a bag, the medley bag.
That's what you cook when you're drunk is frozen vegetables?
yeah. And it was so good last night.
in a
And
full load of butter.
but you're like this. You're like this. So I also had leftovers from Amber and I doing a pizza night earlier in the week. So I was just eating frozen veggies and prosciutto.
Hold on. The veggies don't cook?
Well, I cook them. Yeah, sorry. They were frozen.
I
I
was
cook them.
talking about this with Amber on Saturday. And she says that they are so unhealthy the way you cook them, it's almost not worth making vegetables.
Probably not. I should probably just spoon
What,
butter
do you put
in them.
butter in it?
Yeah, just butter, salt, and pepper.
It's all butter and salt.
But yeah, it was just-
Amber said.
Quiet, daddy's eating healthy.
Spoonful of
We'll do
veggie, prosciutto. Wow.
He's a god.
My wife has
Homeowner.
My wife has a recipe for cauliflower wings, like breaded cauliflower hot wings. They are the greatest thing I've ever had.
That might be an elite drunk snack.
It's
I would love
they're
that.
so good.
I love
and the
cauliflower
sauce, and then like, but you do use a lot of ranch too because like, they're really good with ranch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love cauliflower wings. Cauliflower, having a moment.
All I've had to
Absolutely.
eat today is half a bagel.
Have
I'm
you ever
so
seen that
hungry.
It's
comedy
rice,
bit?
it's pizza dough.
That
Come on.
comedy bit where the guy's like, "Hey, imagine if you were cauliflower's agent. You're like, hey, cauliflower, we booked pizza, and we booked rice.
Yep.
Oh my god,
We got wings.
Now we've got wings. It's like cauliflower really having a moment.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, this podcast was certainly a moment. Thanks to everyone who tuned in. We'll be back on Thursday.